Keling.
Senyaplah, KELING.
Aduhai, we can't even have a single conversation about racism without people yelling keling and telling us to not kacau harmoni community Malaysia yang berbilang kaum. A multicultural, multi-ethnic society isn't always a harmonious one, But seriously, why do we like using the argument that Malaysia masih aman? Iya, syukur Malaysia masih aman. But do you know how facing racism feels like? So I can't just slap a band-aid on it, be grateful that I have citizenship, can go to public schools, build a temple and call it a day. I think most of us, some of us very deep down, know that racism exists within the Malaysian society.
Gelap tak nampak, pakailah bedak.
Because the apu nenek come and catch you. Prefer Chinese. Malay Indian job seekers likely to face discrimination. But the problem lies with us assuming that when someone of a particular race talks about their experience with racism, they're diminishing ours. Look, we can't speak on behalf of other people. Like, I can only imagine how painful it must be to be a Malay in this country and have people assume all the time that you're lazy. Melayu mesti pemalas, kan? But I don't walk in your shoes. I walk in my dark-skinned Indian shoes. We can only share our experiences, and doing so isn't to reduce other people's experiences. It's to shed light on an important issue that affects our lives daily. Give you an example, like when Indians say, I experience a lot of discrimination in the rental scene. It's hurtful. We're not saying that Malays, Chinese, and native communities are not experiencing racism. We're just saying we're being discriminated against openly with preferences like no Indians. I know some of you are gonna say, my house lah seperti aku lah, siapa aku nak bagi untuk rent. Okay, but when you choose race as a factor when determining your tenant, you're racist. That's my two ways about it, honey. You know, I've always wondered, which do we dislike more? Dark skin or the Indian race? I think it's the skin color lah. Because somehow, the experience is equally shitty when it's that particular Pantone shade group, you know. Okay, humor me. Which Pantone shade must I be to be less disliked? Pantone 110601 Bright White. You know, I'm not sure which came first, colorism or racism, but I honestly think colorism is our bigger problem. We're always a little less racist towards people who are light-skinned. A little less hateful, a little less afraid, just a little less. But when we try to share these experiences, we always get,
I grew up with Chinese and Indian neighbors lah.
Next door auntie always give me chicken curry.
Fancy, and why get love letter biscuit?
I love eating at the mama hanging out with my multiracial friends.
Or, I'm not racist, I have Indian friends. Truth is, you can be racist and be married or friends with Indians. Also, quick question, how will you react to interracial relationships in your family? Next door neighbor Indian can, son-in-law dark-skinned Indian can Oh, Malay? Chinese? Orang asli? It's hard for me to believe that we're past the race issue when I still hear so many interracial couples talking about how difficult their relationship is due to family and society disapprovals. Ayyo, we can't even have a good, healthy conversation about UiTM being opened up to all Malaysians without people going, Pendatang, Tuhan Melayu lah. Don't question the constitution, Yes, we're all painfully aware of lawful exclusion and systemic racism. And just because it's in the constitution doesn't make it just. Love you guys. You know, I was talking to my sister the other day and she said, racism is like acid. It doesn't kill you right away. It corrodes you day by day, taking a piece of you each time until you're left with one of two things: dejection or complete hopelessness, where you think nothing will ever change. So I fight it. I'm corroded, angry, like a lot of you out there. But I'm still hopeful. I refuse to let racism win. But that in itself is a privilege that I'm able to speak up and spend time thinking about racism. Because the people most affected by racism are often just trying to kais pagi, makan pagi. Kais petang, makan petang. Tak ada masa nak check in on IG Live, tweet about their day, working 3 jobs to feed their children. So yes, it's easy to deny these painful realities because we tak nampak in our daily lives. Just because it isn't our lived reality doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So let's talk. It's the first step to making things better.